What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Noah Santiago podcast. I'm here with Ezra Paco. Ezra, you know how there's like Elvis Presley impersonators? Would you be astonished? Would you be honored if there was an Ezra Paco impersonator?
That'd blow my mind.
Yeah.
I don't even know where, unless it ended up being someone who's like, I want to kill you, but then I'd be honored too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you like me that much that you want to kill me?
It'd be pretty nice to have an admirer that's that down, man. They're down to murder you. I think that's a pretty honorable thing to have. You know, like you're like John Lennon at that point, man. If someone's willing to kill you, you know?
I'm literally working on a bit right now where I'm like, I don't just want murdered, I want assassinated. Because if you're assassinated, that means you're worse. Like, people get murdered all the time, like rappers do, but like when Tupac got killed, they're like, it kind of was assassination.
Right.
He meant so much and he was so poignant and such a vibrant figure.
Yeah, that's true, man. I've never thought about it like that. Assassination's only for high profile people, really. Like your name means something. If you're getting murdered, you're just in the hood. You're just in the Santa hood, man. You're in the Chicago hood, but
like all the rappers my son listens to, this EBK crew from like Sacramento, some of them have been murdered. I'm like, yeah, that's murdered. But if you're like I feel like Kurt Cobain, that was an assassination because he meant so much to so many people.
Yeah, but he did it to himself, man. He assassinated.
Did he though? Like, comment below if you think Courtney Love actually did it, or that he was. That's a whole can of worms. That's another podcast right there.
I don't know the conspiracy. Just like in a snapshot, what happened? What's the conspiracy behind that?
Well, one is that it's kind of the most blunt one, which is almost too good to be true, that Courtney Love did it so that she would get her own attention, because like Family Guy alludes to it. Hey, Kurt, we're excited about your 5th album. Oh, you know my wife Courtney Love? And they're like, who?
Yeah. What was her deal? What did she do for a living? Do you know?
Oh yeah, Courtney Love was the front woman for Hole.
Okay.
Alternative band that was they had like decent success in the 90s. And after Kurt passed, like she kind of had this like awakening where she's like, oh, I'm beautiful, even though she was like all strung out. Like she was in Boogie Nights. No, not Boogie Nights. I'm sorry. The People versus Larry Flint, where she played like a drug addict that, yeah, she looks really good in it, but then ends up looking real bad at the end. And Hole came out with these, like, even though they were a grunge alternative band, they came out with these slightly more upbeat songs, like the song Malibu and I forget that. Oh, Wake Me Over. I'm not. I suck at words, and I'm not gonna sing. But
yeah, but she had stuff going on too.
Yeah.
But maybe she felt like she was in Kurt's shadow. Were you a Nirvana fan? Like back in the day, like when they were like at their hottest point. Were you a Nirvana fan?
This is gonna hurt a lot of people. Not so much. I liked Nevermind. I loved Nevermind. I had that on cassette. But after Nevermind, I thought their stuff got a little more like rough, and in the roughness, what people like about it, it wasn't my style. I liked, like, my favorite alternative grunge bands. To me, Stone Temple Pilots is the like top tier. People always say Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, and all these bands. I think Stone Temple Pilots was better than all of them.
Stone Told Pilots? Is that what it is?
Stone Temple Pilots.
Stone Temple Pilots. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know that one.
But they have like a slight classic rock vibe to them. They get compared to, and they even covered a Zeppelin song. So they're in that slightly more, very slightly, not even bluesy, because they're macabre also. They have like a sad feel to them, but a lot of alternative does. But there's always this debate of who was the real best grunge band. Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and Soundgarden's another one that's better than all of them to me. Like Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots are like S tier.
You know, dude, for like my generation, I feel like it's cool to be sad, man. Like Nirvana came back, like everyone's like, yeah, I'm gonna be emo, dude. You know,
dude, like Deftones are huge right now. They're so huge in this whole, because there's not rock that people can relate to as much that kind of encompasses like I'm in this weird resurgence of discovering metalcore and bands. Like I just saw Bring Me the Horizon live, and this band The Plot in You, which is the shirt right here,
they opened for Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah, it was Plot in You, Motionless in White, and Bring Me the Horizon. And it was like, we were probably some of the oldest people in the crowd.
Yeah,
it's like post screamo, post I hate to just pigeonhole it, because it's it's like metal, but the next step, it's like heavy, but it's like a Linkin Park vibe, but then also like a Korn vibe, but then it's also not as gritty as Korn. They're worth checking out. Like,
Just
and
influences from all kinds of different rock bands.
yeah, and because there was a point where I fell out of rock. I've been in bands. I've been in a lot of bands, and I had this music snob era where I thought if it wasn't a band that my bands were into, then it sucked, and it kind of created a negative synergy.
Put yourself in a box.
Yeah, and I don't like that because now more than ever, I'm willing to listen to anything really, even though I don't like as much pop country, like the Luke Bryan crap, and I don't do that. Like the pop country, we won't do that.
A little Beethoven every now and again. He goes pretty hard in the gym, dude.
I like Franz Liszt piano stuff, and I listen to more if I'm gonna listen to something that people would say is eclectic, and I'm not eclectic, I listen to jazz.
You listen to jazz?
Yeah, I listen to Joe Pass, Wes Montgomery.
Damn, dude.
Guitar driven jazz, and
you're cultured, man.
I like to think I am. Just when I play guitar, so if it involves guitar, I want to listen to it. Which I do like some country, like Brad Paisley's a phenomenal guitarist, and there is good country out there. It's not what they're playing on Sundays at the rodeo, and I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that. But
it's not your cup of tea, though, necessarily, right? Like country's just kind of like there's some good stuff, you'll listen to it, but it's not like, oh, it's at the top of the list.
Oh God, no! Like pop country makes you want to just like jump off a bridge.
Yeah, man, especially when it's like it's just. I get country music in general is just about like simple things that we all go through, but like sometimes I feel like it's a little bit too simple, like talking about a nice pair of fucking shoes, it's like a whole song about a nice pair of shoes.
You never heard Vans though? Got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers.
Oh,
that's all the pack. That's all about shoes.
Like my Adidas, LL Cool J, right?
Yes.
Or is that Run DMC? Run DMC,
my
right?
Adidas is Run DMC.
Run DMC, yeah. Yeah, dude. That would have been a great time to be alive. You made your comedy store debut, man. Congrats, bro. How was it, bro?
Dude, it was life-changing. It was super life-changing because there haven't been a lot of moments in my life where I wouldn't say it was a dream of mine, and that's not to take away from it because I've been doing comedy over 5 years, but when I was little, it was about I wanted to perform on big stages. When I thought it was going to be a music career of mine that took off, and since I had to adjust my dream of entertainment to comedy, then I started thinking about things like Comedy Store. So basically, as soon as I started doing comedy, that was a dream, was to do Comedy Store. And somebody asked me recently, on the way to the trip, actually, my friend Dorian that went with us, he was all right, so what's your, not bucket list of places to perform? That was one of them. Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, and to go out of Hollywood, it'd be like the Cellar in New York, the Ohio Funny Bone would be, I think Cleveland would be cool to do.
New York Comedy Club.
Yeah, Helium in Portland would be dope. Like
dope venue. I just went over there. The place is nice, man.
Yeah, see, I haven't even been yet. It was cool.
Yeah, I saw Big J Okerson there. I've never seen anyone that dialed with crowd work, man. Just on the spot, just zingers. Like it felt like he didn't do any bomb, like not a single line, man. Just all straight shooting, straight fire.
Big J is special. He's got this crowd work is really easy to like strike out with.
Oh yeah,
you can really go in and just, ooh, this was not at all what I needed to be doing. And Big J is so, and when you're established that that's what you do, it's a little easier for the crowd to be like, oh, he's going to. So they're more forgiving to whatever he says. Because I've seen him say things where, even though I can't think of an example right now, where I'm like, because he's Big J, he's getting away with it. But I don't mean that in a bad way. Like he's worked really hard to earn that. He's worked really hard to build that arena and then play in it. And there's other people who are great at it. Like I know people talk about Matt Rife all the time, and I do like Matt Rife. I don't have the hate for him that we're supposed to as comedians, like because anybody who made non-comedy fans comedy fans, we need that. Like
yeah, that's true.
The Matt Rifes, the Trevor Wallaces, the to a lesser extent, like
Shane Gillis.
Yes.
Kreischer.
There's so much like toxic stuff about Bert Kreischer that gets mentioned on like Podcast Cringe, American Redact. There's this little bundle of podcasts or YouTube channels that I can't help but watch their stuff. And the ones I just mentioned, Too Lazy to Try, Comedia Apologia, like all these comedy-based podcasts and channels where they kind of fart around the same topics, but Bert Kreischer and his downfall are it's almost like it's too much to hear about, because I'm like, hey, instead of paying negative attention to a comic who you're tired of, focus on comics who are badass, who are gonna be doing amazing things, like people who are on the come up or people who've been grinding.
Who are some of those badass comics to you right now currently?
Well, one he really blew up a lot during the pandemic with skits and stuff, but Trevor Wallace to me is, and he's gonna be in Slow coming up. He's badass. Man, I'm like super brave. One of them's gonna be on one of my shows, Sal Trujillo. Like he's a heavy hitter. He's a G.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's cool you bringing him over.
There's such a laundry list. You couldn't really do yourself a favor looking at, like, I think it's called 800-Pound Gorilla. Don't Tell, of course. Like the channels that they're playing a lot of stuff by up and coming comics. Like Brittany from Giovanni's here. She's a huge Chappelle Lacey fan, and he's hilarious. He's been doing it for years. A lot of these people, that's what's weird, is they've been doing it for years, like years and years. You know, talking about like this band Plotting You. They've been doing it over 10 years. Some people, like 5 years for me, comedy is not even done with being freshman year. Let's put it like that. Like
it's crazy to think, right? Does that ever scare you, man? Does that ever like, oh, like what if it takes 15 years to make it? Or like, what if I'm like, I give up before it happens?
It used to, until I realized that, and that's funny you asked me that, because in the last couple weeks, I've noticed there's like musicians, rappers, comedians, a lot of people, actors who blew up in their late teens, 20s, early 30s. They go through success and then things happen where they don't know how to handle it, or they're tired of it, where they're like, ooh, they've done it long enough to start making mistakes with it, or done it long enough to where you see people going, all right, I'm over it now, because this is so exciting and new to me, and I'm in my 40s. It feels like all of the things in my life, in my past, that were rough, and like the music not succeeding, but I did get to play in Hollywood. I did like some California touring when I was in bands. That all of that now, having the mind now, will make me enjoy things more, where let's say I hit a point with this where I'm like, all right, I've been doing this 10 years, 15 years, and now I'm tired. Well, then it'll be my 50s and early 60s. So when I have built something to build on, like a base or foundation for this performing, and it'll be a better time in my life. It'll set me up, and I'll feel much more fulfilled, because not only did I get to live that screw up life in my 20s, have a kid. My son will be in his 20s by the time I have so much to show for this, and I already have something to show for, but you talk about 10 more years down the road. It's actually exciting to think that my 50s, because there's people in their 50s miserable. I think my 50s will be super awesome.
Oh yeah, man. That's good optimism, man.
Yeah.
What are you going to do after stand-up comedy?
Kill myself. I'm going to relapse. I'm going to get back on the Fetty. I'm just going to be like, I don't know. I think this is what's great about comedy is, unlike sports where you know there's an end to it, or like music, you can't physically play the chords, play the drum, like you can't do it as well. You can do like George Carlin did it right up to the end.
You think you could take it to the grave then?
Yeah, Don Rickles did. I mean, there's George Burns. He was in his 90s when he passed. He would still make appearances. Did I say Milton Berle already?
No.
Yeah, Milton Berle, Don Rickles, all these people. Richard Pryor, up until the MS really got to him, he was doing it. Eddie Murphy tomorrow could do a tour and sell it out. Eddie Murphy could call 10 stadiums and be like, I'm going to do this, and they'd kill it.
You think he'd be good?
Yeah. Well, maybe. Eddie Murphy's a tough one, because Ron Delirious those are like top of the mountain. Okay, it's been a couple months. Let's watch it. instead of watching something new, I have to go back and watch Raw and Delirious again. I just have to. But everybody puts, and this is going to sound really bad. I'm going to start some shit here. Let me know in the comments if you disagree, because you probably will. I don't put Eddie Murphy in the upper echelon of stand-up
Me
because
neither.
he only has 2 specials. And I'm granted, I don't have a special, but there's people who probably have done, like, that's why I put Dave Chappelle higher. But also, it's generations and it's styles. But the fact that he only did 2 specials, I mean, he's a comedic actor. Like, you could put Eddie Murphy up in like right below like a Robin Williams, or where they're stand-ups. But even Robin Williams did a bunch of specials. Richard Pryor had countless specials. George Carlin had countless specials. Like Bill Hicks, all these guys have countless specials. Even Bernie Mac has a whole catalog of stuff that was on Def Comedy Jam, Comic View, and the stuff he did with the Kings. But Eddie Murphy did the 2 and then dipped out. Now, if he did a 3rd and it killed it, you would go, all right, now Eddie Murphy is... Because he went and redid all his other movies, or he done sequels that are way too past their time.
Yeah, like Shrek.
Yeah. The voiceover thing that's a whole other, like, Quito wants to get into voiceover work. And I have friends. One of my friends, Michael Childers, he was one that I credited for getting into comedy. Thanks to him, he's a voiceover now. It's really good, like, side work that you don't ball out, but you can make a good, honest living doing voiceover work.
I mean, the thing with that is you don't have to write it, and then you can just be reading off a script when you're saying it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They just go, here's this, and then they act it out, but so that they can be more better with the movements, more better. Because when you move, you used to be the mascot at my high school, and so they would tell you, smile under the head, even though people can't see you, act it all out. I've did this 30 times while I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
But the way you carry yourself, your facials, it all adds into your final voice projection. Like, if you've seen Eddie Murphy in the vocal booth when he's doing Donkey, he's like he's super hella animated. So it is acting, and then they model the animations after that.
Yeah.
After where they act out.
You mentioned Saul Trujillo, man. You bring in Saul Trujillo in December, man. It's a big deal. Is that the biggest comic you've booked so far?
Yes.
That's badass, man.
Hands down, but not to take away from who I've had already. Like Curtis Cook, I guess he did the Riyadh Comedy Festival. He went out there for it. And Daniel Ichis, he's big. Sal Trujillo is one that, and thank Jessica Tovar for helping me land that one, because she kind of planted the seed. Hey, you just approach him right, you could probably book him. And so I just hit him up, and luckily it was him directly, and I could just tell by the way it didn't feel like an AI, and his response was like, oh, it feels like I'm talking to one of the boys. It's kind of cool, like, because a lot of people go through agents if you're trying to book. Because if any more followers than he already has, you would end up having to deal with the agent probably. And that's where I'm at, is getting myself to where I'm now booking where I work with the agent, and I've got to have a legit and I do contracts now with people, but to really secure it and say, all right, here's what we're going to do. And are you cool with this? Where the agent will say, well, they want to have this. Do they have this? They'll ask the questions that, even though I try to think ahead what I think people want, like, hey, it pays X amount of dollars, there's food, there's travel expenses or lodging. But he comes from LA, so he probably will just want to head back home, because it's not even a 3-hour drive back.
Yeah.
Show will be done by 10. He can bounce out. But if I start having like Sacramento people, or
that's a bit of a mission. But yeah, man, that's cool, dudes. What's the date on that, so we can let people know? Giovanni's Pizza.
That is December 27th. I'm on the end of Christmas.
You
December
got one?
27th is
You
2
got
days.
one? Hell yeah.
2 days after Christmas. What I'm really hoping is that people, people will be in town, be like, hey, while you're in town, come to Giovanni. Like, what's really special about this show is, if you've been here or you've seen, shout out to Giovanni, that's where we are right now. But That room right there holds just under 100, but for South Trujillo, we're gonna have to reconfigure how things are because I think it's gonna sell more than we have room for.
How many?
I, I'm shooting for 150,
You
which
could
it
fit that many?
yes. So we're gonna have to bring all these tables out here, and so we're gonna move the stage to where like the candy machines are.
Okay.
Luckily, that stage does move, and then we have a way to set the curtains up and for the filming purposes, and when the spotlight's on them, it'll look legit. But if you're standing back and see, it'll look a little ghetto because there'll be this stage, but then all bunch of crap behind it, like the parking lot and all. So, but my goal is to cover all of it, and
Hmm. What?
then where we are will be the green room.
That'll be sick, man. Hell yeah, dude. Let's see, man. Would you rather be Indian or Native American?
I'm gonna go my 80s side, my youth, and my age is telling me, aren't they the same?
That's what I'm thinking
Yeah,
too.
they're the same. They're brown and no, but I would probably go with Native American because with your Indian, I don't like the arranged marriage thing.
Hmm.
That outside of that, I won't say what I don't like. I'll say what I do like cuz
Calling out the brothers, man.
yeah, Native Americans, they get because of what America did to them centuries ago. They're entitled to a lot of stuff, so you would be hooked up. And I know Indian families have money too,
Yeah.
but you could be hooked up here. I guess it kind of wouldn't.
There's more poor Native Americans than rich ones, though. They got like one of the highest like drug abuse rates, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, man. So you're going to your people.
Yeah, that's a tough one though. That like I don't have. It's not definitely all right. Definitely because I could be persuaded either way. I mean, I've seen more hot Indian girls than Native American women.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my my son also my son's mother is Native American, so I've been with a
Uh,
Native American.
so wait, but you just said you've seen more hot Indian girls, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but no, that's not a dig at my son's
Yeah,
mother.
I think you need to retract that, dude.
Yeah, that's not a dig at my son's mother. Well, I mean, of course, I thought she was attractive. I was willing to have a kid with her. Like I'm not one of those people who's sexually desperate. Like, all right, I just want to stick it in something. No,
Yeah.
like I have enough willpower that if I'm gonna smash on someone, it means that I think they're like good looking too, and I don't just
Yeah.
any wet hole. Like this isn't 1:45 a.m. Louis B's like, oh, who's spreading them? Like no, like I have standards.
Yeah, you're not just like spreading your seed out there. You're not Genghis Khan in it or nothing like that.
No, and that's
But if you
funny to
would be,
think.
man,
That means I couldn't even afford to have this shirt on my back right now. I paid so much child support.
fuck yeah, dude, you'd be balling if you could just be having kids like that. Imagine Genghis Khan in this day and age, bro. Imagine how much child support he'd have to pay.
I wonder if he would, or would Genghis Khan have an influence on the political system to
Just
be
how
like,
just how many numbers he has.
write it in that I don't have to pay child support? Or what he would do is he probably would just make a little mini, like a small nation or a small
Well, he was like
civilization.
the king of like the China area, right? He was basically like the emperor of, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think
Let's
so.
pull it up, dude. Yeah, he was the founder and first Khan of the Mongol Empire. Fuck yeah, dude.
Shout out Mongolian beef.
You know what I've been wondering, man? Like, what kind of things go through your brain on a day to day or like a minute by minute basis, man? I feel like you got an interesting brain, dude.
Oh, dude. So there's a blend of it's either, and I'm trying really hard to work on this, overthinking what I need to do for the day or the next couple days. Because my mind is like a calendar. It's like, all right, what do I have coming up? And my brain from Sunday night to Friday morning are very different because Sunday I'm thinking, what's coming up for the week? Like in my head, I go, all right, Monday, things like when am I going to fit in time to do comedy? When am I going to fit in time to go to the gym? When do I make sure that I get some good quality time with Shalane? Will I be able to set up time that I cook meals versus having to buy something? My son's 17, so I don't get a lot of time with him because he lives in Oregon, but like maybe a time to call him up or something on the phone. And then I'm thinking about like work's been really crazy, so my mind is on like I like trying to make sure I don't hate work. How can I get my head ready for work? It goes, and then also I try to mix in time when I wake up every morning. I actually, this sounds like I'm lying about it, but I make time to pray. But even when I pray, my mind drifts, and that's hard to focus on as I'm thinking I want to pray and establish a relationship with God and talk to him. But then all of a sudden some thought is like, all right, so later in the day, do I have my uniform? Will I get out of work in time to go? And I'm thinking that when I'm trying to focus.
Yeah, you're like, our Father, orange chicken for dinner sounds fire tonight.
Yeah, like my head's hella all over the place.
I've been there before too, man, praying. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm going to go get some pan dulce right now.
You're like, how the hell did that come into my head right when I was thinking, like, Lord, like, she's got dementia, just take her from it. Oh, man, like, I still have that Del Taco coupon I need to use.
Yeah, do you ever, like, is your mind ever blank? Is there ever any points where it's just like,
no, never, not even a second. Like I think I try to, it's almost a bit of it's a double-edged sword, because that's what's great with comedy is the random thoughts can become material. Like, like I thought something, I should work with that.
Sometimes they're just too outlandish though.
Yeah. And then I will try to have a moment of peace, like where I'm laying there and I think, try to imagine yourself in a field or something, and then my mind won't even relax enough to. And I even started like smoking herb before I go to sleep too, but then I get like paranoid, and then that's when my mind slows down a little bit. It does help.
Yeah,
like guitar's fun. Like when I'm playing guitar, it's probably one of the most peaceful times for me.
When you get to just focus on one thing.
Yeah, the closest I get to turning my mind off is sitting there, just being like, "Oh, that sounds cool." And I know people think I'm a decent guitarist, but I suck compared to what I see on the internet. I can't shred. There's things I can't do, and I'm like, well, how about this? Just because I want to start writing music again, and I'll just kind of be goofing around with, and then especially when I started smoking again, it made playing music so much more fun.
Yeah. You feel like you're going to another realm?
Yeah, and then I also, the things I do to try to shut my mind off are that I sit and goof around on Nintendo Switch, and I read comics.
Yeah.
And then I do watch, like, it's almost easier to focus when I'm on a subject. Like, I watch a lot of wrestling stuff with Shalane, so like I'm thinking about starting a wrestling podcast with Shalane where her and I just talk about wrestling stuff, and we watch that much that we have opinions on.
Super fan, man. Yeah, when I was a kid, I always thought that was like kind of a weird thing to be a fan of, but like looking at it now, it's like it's not that bad. It's like Rick Rubin, he said it best. You know Rick Rubin, he's like a super fan of WWE. He's like, the audience knows that it's acting, and like on both parties know what's going on. So it's like it's the only real thing. It's fake, but it's the only real thing at the same time. Does that make sense?
Oh, it super does, because when they say this, like they call it kayfabe, which is the art / act of keeping the story intact so that we don't look behind the scenes, like saying Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair were enemies and they don't get along. They're not friends. The kayfabe story is, they're at each other's, or like Hulk Hogan, Andre Giant, and then really they were good friends, but
it's just for they're putting on a story, right? Yeah, and we know what's going on.
Because what they have to do, and this is what makes it more fascinating, is knowing that, looking back, thinking, okay, past the story, in the ring, what was going on in terms of, because they're what they call calling a spot. When they're in the ring, they're basically going like, all right, it's gonna knock down, drag, hip toss. Like they'll say it real quick, or they'll kind of find a way to tell them,
like a little signal or something.
I'm gonna do something, like be ready to take a bump, which is like be ready to fall or go with the move.
I was thinking drugs.
Oh no, they did that. The 80s, they did.
They do that backstage.
Yeah. Watching the old 80s promos of like Ultimate Warrior and there's this one clip of him and Matra, and they're so coked out. It's like they must have started Antarctica worth of, and they're just like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't watch
wrestling. Feeling nice. All of the Warriors, all of their spirits, and he's just like sweating and just shaking like fuck. And I'm like,
did you watch the Iron Claw movie?
For being a wrestling fan, I didn't, because I know it's super sad.
It's a pretty sad story.
I don't like watching things that I know are just gonna make me sad. And Shalane does. She'll be like, I just needed a good cry. I'm like, do you? your mom has dementia and like you're not working right now. We're having a really hard time with things. Don't we cry enough? Or it has to be like crying for something that is, she's like, well, because I'm a woman. I guess that's what separates men and women. But if I know a movie is going to be, that's why I haven't watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And I'm a huge comic fan, but I haven't watched it because everyone's like, oh, it's sad.
So you just rather stay away from like negative like media or like news too? Do you stay away from news and stuff
I
like
want to stay away from news, and it's at the gym, and it fucking pisses me off that they play the news at the gym.
It's kind of
like,
weird.
I would rather have them they should just show grass growing, or just nothing.
They should just have like Arnold pumping up there for motivation, man. That's what I would like to see.
It really should be.
Pumping iron.
Thank you. Like, instead of, because I'm on my phone looking at, like today I was trying a new barbell workout, and I was like, okay, or dumbbell workout. Put that on the fucking screen.
Instead of another school shooting or like.
What's really bad is the TVs, it's CNN and Fox News. So you get to see both sides. And so you want to talk about my mind wandering. This will probably end up being a bit of mine, but I'll just throw it out there now that the word retarded, like, we're not supposed to say that. And I want to reclaim it instead of saying, all right, I don't want to say mentally disabled person is mentally disabled.
Yeah.
But like what's retarded is feeling like I'm a left, I'm a right. Like having to feel like you have to claim a political side for people who don't even know who the fuck you are. Like that's retarded right there.
Yeah, your 31 Twitter followers.
Yeah. Like I don't fully agree with anybody politically, and I know we're not supposed to. Like, I would rather talk religion all day with somebody than politics at all. I think people are a little more open-minded to religion than they are, even though millions have died for religion. People have for politics too, but
I think with the religion, it's just like there's always going to be questions that are unanswered down here, whereas politics, it's like, you know, there's shit going on that you can see, but like spiritual stuff, we can't see it, man.
Yeah.
And we all have the same questions. And like with politics, I feel the same way, man. Like honestly, I prefer not to talk about. I don't know that much about it. Like I had Political Pain on here. You know Joe Payne, right?
I love Joe Payne as a person. And if I said I agreed with him 100% politically, like I would be a liar, because there's views he has that I don't agree with. But this is where I'm very big on don't get to know a group of people. This is why I say it's retarded to say, I'm a left, I'm a right. Mm-hmm. You're not a full left. You're not there's going to be one thing that you, like, Chris Rock has a joke about it, but I was thinking, he's like, there's things I'm conservative about, things I'm liberal about. And I kind of feel that I'm the same way. Like, I think guns, screw it. Like, everyone have them, screw it. Yeah. But
how about that?
And then well, you know, the other countries that have had guns, they don't have the problems that we do. But
like Australia?
America's number one, this is a bit I'm working on too. America's number one export is hatred.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we export hate. Like, that's what we do. We hate, and we're so fucking spoiled in this country. We are the most spoiled nation, hands down. All we do is compare ourselves to what other people have all the time. We are so fucking spoiled. We don't even know what to do with ourselves. And we don't think it because, we're always sold things. We're always marketed things. Like, let's tell people what they need. Like, we need food, water, shelter, and a way to keep our ass clean.
Mm-hmm.
And after that,
everything else is luxury.
Yeah. We are so damn spoiled. Like, I didn't have electricity for like third of my senior year, and I still was glad. I was like, well, we got a house. Like, I mean, I'm not that cold. Like, I mean, I have blankets and our stove works, so I can still cook. Like, there's ways to heat anything up if you do it right. And when we finally got our power back on, the first thing we did was turn the lights back off, and always like, well, we liked the lights off. It was just, we wanted the stereo to work. So no more D batteries in the boombox. We could use the big stereo.
Did you ever crash into the wall at night and needing to go to the bathroom or something like that?
No, because where I live, there's always like some weird illuminating street light anyway that would just hit the right corner where I could see what was going on.
You live by a discotheque or what?
No, I live in West Park, and like the street lights are bright as shit.
Yeah, Santa Maria's got what is that? Blosser? That strip on Blosser, like behind El Toro, there's a ridiculous amount of streetlights right there. Like
dude, it's
unnecessary.
so bright.
Yeah. It's like no one's going through there, you know? Like they need to have that shit in Guad, bro. We don't got nothing out there, bro. We need streetlights, bro. Elect the new mayor. No, I don't know.
It's
I
weird how
don't know.
dark Guad is.
Yeah.
Like but where's Guad is hella growing. Like there's gonna be a point where it's gonna be like a 10-year more span, but Guad is gonna blow. There will be a point where Guadalupe touches Santa Maria. I mean,
I don't know if they'll ever be able to because of the agriculture. I don't know if they'll be able,
true.
I don't know if they'll ever be able to get there, but I do hope that they get some more stuff out there, some more activities. Like Guadalupe right now, they have the social club. Like I've heard that's pretty popular. I've only ever been there to see comedy shows like the Don't Tell that just started there. But
I put a show on there a year and a half.
You did?
About almost 2 years ago now.
Previous owner, right?
Yeah, it was the previous owner. It was for a rodeo fund thing, but I mean they have a good dispensary out there.
Yeah, the dispo.
They've got there's just enough food.
Two Guys Pizza. You ever had that? Two Guys Pizza is great, man.
Oh, I had it once. Because my son lived in Guad for a little bit with his mom. They lived on Tognazzini, and they would they'd go there, and then I'm trying to think of the Mexican restaurant.
We got Romo's, La Simpatia. We got I'm seeing one. Siete Luminarias.
I hate that
Guadalupe
I can't
Cafe.
think of the
Nardo's.
Nardo's, yes.
I don't know if it's open. So
yeah, my buddy Bruno works at Nardo's. His family owns it. So I never get out there to eat. The only times I go out there, it's usually for a reason. Like one of my coworkers was out there, and so she went with us to a concert. And we picked her up, or to go to Route 1. And that's
it. Dispo.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to shout out Dr. Green Thumbs because that's where Sarah works.
Oh, yeah, shout out Sarah, Dr. Green Thumb.
I have one more shout out I got to interrupt with real quick. On the last pod, I named all these comics that were really pivotal in me getting exposed to comedy, and I forgot one. Shout out Bob Powers, because Bob Powers is fucking hilarious. He's so like punk rock and metal, but he's a working man, and he's one of the funniest people that we get to do shows with. And I felt bad because I didn't shout him out, mainly because the first time we did this, we were in my room and I had less room, and my mind was, now that it's
hard to remember everything or everyone.
It is, because there's so many people that had to do with me getting exposed to local comedy here. Because it's one thing to see like a special, like an Eddie Murphy thing, but when you're like, ooh, this happens it's like seeing big bands versus seeing bands in a dive bar. It's seeing comedy at that level is different. And that's what I appreciate about Eric and Brittany, is they are like, ooh, now we see how hard this is, and we see the work behind it, and people like what we do and see us develop. And because you don't think about any of that once something hits a Netflix special. When something's a Netflix special, you're like, there it is in its complete state. You see,
takes a lot more work than people know.
Well, have you heard of the iceberg theory?
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer of that, a purveyor of that. I try to think about, I appreciate, especially as I've gotten older, there's infinite amount of something like to design a bottle, to come down to the decision that this is what we're going to package this in. This is like to get it marketed, to try to make, all right, that one sucked, let's try it again, try the flavor. Like how much work just so we can end up having the final product in our hand. And or like how much you have to edit the things, the clips, because your clips look killer online.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
they look so amazing. Oh, I served a girl the other day that she's like, oh, I recognize you from the pod, and I buy the bike. I owe you like something huge. I owe you like a tattoo or something amazing.
That'd be cool, bro.
People have.
You want to get a matching one?
We could. We'll be like. Oh.
Let's do it. Let's get a fucking lumpia.
Just like, it's like, you're like, one's the dip, but people, the amount of people, it has probably hit hundreds of people in the last 3 weeks.
Man, dude, you're popular, bro.
Oh, you're from the pod. I had a whole section where most of the people at least were like, oh, I know where I know you from. And this girl was like, hey, I didn't know people in our area did podcasts, because you see these and you know it's a studio in Hollywood or somewhere that's badass. Not that we're not badass, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like we're bad friends.
Higher production, better production.
And they saw Noah Santiago pod, and they were like, people are doing that in here, and they not even for a second, they saw it in their feed, and your product looks exactly the way it should. It has the look of like, oh, it's one of those. You could say we're filming it out of like Chicago. You could just
Yeah.
say we're filming
Should I
it
start?
anywhere.
Should I start bullshitting? We're out of Boston, Massachusetts, folks.
Well, maybe not that, because they know we're always talking about like restaurants and Santa
Yeah.
Maria. We're always talking about shit. Like how many people have been like, "Oh, you forgot to mention." I was like, "Dude, there's so many restaurants I left out, and I know."
We're filming from the bluffs of Shell Beach in our mansion.
Yeah, I always wonder who can afford those houses. Whenever I do go up to 101, I'm always like, what do those people all do to afford living there?
Yeah, that's a good question. My grandpa, he was in a band and he played for this guy that lived on Shell Beach. His name was Clifford. I don't know what he did for a living, but he was gay. He might have been gay for a living. I don't know if that's a job, but that's what he was.
It's work, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude, but you're popular, bro. I saw a bunch of comments. They're like, "That's Ezra. That's Ezra. That's my favorite Applebee's server." Like, that must be cool, man.
I'm
like,
not even my favorite Applebee's server.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say that, dude. So like, you should feel proud of yourself, man, and keep doing whatever you're doing.
I do have fun. I talk a lot of shit about the place, and I'm known for it. But the thing is that I do have pride. Want people to want to come back. That would suck to think I work somewhere people don't want to go. People like going there. Use it. Like, people always like, why are you here on my day off? I go in. I literally can go in there and promote like crazy. It has been a beacon of social for me. Like, I probably have more Instagram followers from just getting my guests to follow me than anywhere else.
That's crazy.
Like, I literally, these were in my apron at work. I was like, "Hey, like, dude, come on out." Like,
oh, you do comedy homes?
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, dude, and I just see who knows who.
Hey, could we act it out right now? Could I act like I'm an Applebee's customer?
All right, yeah. I'm like, "Hey, so, I don't know, do you go to comedy shows?"
What's comedy, man?
Oh, dude, like Netflix, like Matt Rife, like Kevin Hart.
Like George Lopez?
Yeah, like George Lopez. Dude, like, this is the next George Lopez right here. Sal Trujillo. This show's gonna be sick, dude. All kinds of people are gonna be there.
It's in Santa, bro.
Yeah, selling out. Giovanni's, dude, Orchid,
Holy shit, dude.
We're gonna have like all you can eat pizza and stuff for $15. It's gonna be sick, dude.
Whoa.
Killer lineup, dude.
Is there gonna be modelos there, man?
Oh yeah, they got Modelo, dude. They got you hooked up. We're gonna have picture specials.
I'm gonna bring my hyena, man.
Oh yeah, and come out we got shows every month, man. We got this one next month, and then this one December. We got so many shows. Like,
fuck yeah,
it's on
dude.
popping. You got a stage. Dude, it's gonna be sick. You should be there,
bro. All right, I'm back, dude.
And then I give my card out and I whore myself out. And I ran out of stickers, but they could literally write me up. And I'm waiting for corporate to be like, "You're not allowed to do that anymore." But I have this stupid goal, and it sounds really like petty of me. I want Applebee's to one day kiss my ass, the company, not the employee, but I want the company to be like, "Hey, you're famous. Can you do a commercial?" Yeah. And I would be like, now you want, because people have wanted me to do comedy there for like over a year. They're like, and I've counted seats. It can hold like over 100 people. And I used to DJ there. The people who remember me being a DJ, I could literally, I know exactly where I'd set up, do a killer show. And they don't want that. But one day that company's, I'll be big enough where they're going to go, "Hey, can you be our Shane Gillis?" And I'll be like, "That's going to cost you."
You're like, "I'm taking my talents to Buffalo Wild Wings."
Yeah, all those times corporate blocked my emails, or like, because they have me blocked. Like, I've started a lot of shit with the company.
You really are popping. Like, you were talking about like Guadalupe, how like you think it's gonna grow. Actually, I had a question, man. Like, which in the Central Coast, which city do you think has the most potential to grow, or not grow? Just which city in the Central Coast has the most potential in general?
If I'm doing are we doing SLO County and Santa Barbara County, or?
Yeah, you go anywhere in the Central Coast.
Because
really.
I only realized last week, I don't know why I realized this, but Monterey County counts as Central Coast, like up to Monterey, all the way down to basically like about Ventura.
It's crazy, huh?
But if I was gonna keep it like what we call local, within 50 miles of us, I don't want to just default and say Santa Maria, but it depends what you mean by grow, too. Santa Maria could eventually reach the kind of population that maybe Fresno has, or
Oxnard.
Yeah, like Oxnard, because it's got that much going on. But then it doesn't, see, because they keep on building new structures. This is a piggyback off what we talked about last time, but I call the mall the Cox, collection of closed stores. We have so many damn closed closed stores, and then they don't know what to do with buildings. But at the same time, it's grown that much. When I was little, there's 3 new exits that didn't exist from when I was little. Stores, Santa Maria, but
There's a lot of people that hate on the Santa Maria Mall.
I had this conversation with someone today. People hate on the Santa Maria Mall, but go to Ventura's Mall. Go to any mall right now. Not the Mall of America. Don't go to Minnesota. That don't count. But if you go to like Ventura's Mall, I was like, holy shit. It's just old people walking. Hardly any stores open. We were at Garden Walk in Anaheim. We went to Disneyland, and then the next day we went to Garden Walk. And I was like, this place used to be popping 10 years ago, and that's an outdoor mall. People just aren't going to malls anymore. Like, that was a whole thing. Every Saturday morning, I'd get up and throw on my Hurley sweater and my Arnett glasses, and I'd go down to the mall with my buddy Gene and hopes we'd run into some chicks and get us Carl's Jr. and let's just walk around the mall, and you could go check out. You would kill the whole afternoon. You can get home to like 6, 7. 6, 7?
6,
6, 7? Get home 6, 7?
So like, but yes, the art of going to a mall is gone.
Oh, it was dope. We would run into people. It would create your whole weekend, because if you ran into somebody, or you'd call somebody, hey, I'll meet you down there, and then the arcade was cool. Now but our mall's arcade is dope now. World 1 is sick, but Tilt was the arcade that I had grown up with, and I'm trying to think to describe where it used to be. Like, well, anywho, because I don't even know the stores in the mall anymore. I just know World 1 and
RPX, Red Robin.
Yeah, I've applied at Red Robin like 3 times. I've interviewed there 3 different times and never got hired. And I know fucking people that work there, and they're like, no.
Bloody wankers, aren't they?
I've been told my reputation precedes me. That's why no one hires me, and it's weird that Applebee's keeps me, because no one else in town will hire me. Like, I have literally applied. Like, I want to work at Blast so bad, because it closes earlier.
Probably better tips.
Yeah, they can add gratuity to the bill. And there's people I know that work there, and they're like, oh, it's a shit show too. Because all restaurants are, because people in their 20s don't know how to work. But at the same time, if I could add gratuity to the bill, not close at midnight, close at 10 at a reasonable time, those 2 things right there would make me go somewhere else. But I've interviewed everywhere.
Restaurants, Ezra's looking for a good server job. Find Ezra. I haven't really touched on like the 5 cities, man. Like, do you have any? What do you like about the 5 cities?
That's funny you said that, because you're talking about cities that are growing. Yeah. Grover is hella growing. They just threw a bunch of condos.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I got this Saturday. I got a drag brunch. I don't have my flyer here for, but I have a drag brunch at La Casita. La Casita has been really good to me. I love La Casita. Great family. Grover Beach is. But it dies. It fucking dies, because AG killed their downtown. Like, we used to go to like R&Ds, and there was like a little stretch. You could go spend a night of drinking in AG and have fun with it. But Bill's is kind of a little podunky, and Mason Bar is way too balled out. I can't do that. And then they closed R&Ds. That was a fun spot. And they had I did comedy at R&Ds once in the back area, and it's closed now, but it's basically like right diagonal from like Klondike's. That's where R&D's was. But Grover they have so much potential, because they have the right off the freeway stuff.
Highway 1.
I will bet you money that Pismo's outlets are just as good as Gilroy's. Maybe not as good as Camarillo's, but I'm not spending thousands at outlets. I'll admit it, I'm an Amazon shopper. You can strike me down in the comments for that one.
What a shame.
But Pismo's outlets are dope. Like, I've had amazing deals there. I mean, how much do I really need to buy clothing-wise? And their outlets, and then right off there, then you go downtown, like Ember's a good restaurant. They've got AJ Spurs is kind of hit and miss, but it used to be amazing. There's so much potential if they would just celebrate that. Hey, we're good, but it is older clientele. It's why comedy was hard to have work at La Casita, because they're like, all right, 9 o'clock bedtime, which is weird though, because Orchid's like that too, but Orchid has been way more open-minded and less offended by things that I say than Grover Beach was. But Slow County also is I haven't said this to people's face in slow, and I can't wait to call them to their face slow flakes.
Yeah, they like that, man. They're kind of soft or what?
Dude, like I've said shit where like, and it's all these like skinny little like 19-year-old like white girls at Libertine who are like they're afraid. And I'm like, hey, like you're gonna have to grow up and be a person that you're gonna have a job where you have to communicate with people. You need to open your mouth and like, hey, and you're gonna have to put yourself out there. If you're just these shells of people, and you're gonna have a really hard time in life. Like you need to act like you want what you're going for. And then I don't know why they're so like, people say shit about Santa Maria Cheeto Bar. I said everything under the sun at Cheeto Bar, and it popped. Like I was like, dude, here it has Giovanni. I mean, fuck Cottonwood. So many places in Santa Maria and Orchid that I'm like, how the hell did that work here? And then now Slow Cider doesn't get that because Slow Cider has a much more mixed grouping of people. I do way better at Slow Cider than I do.
Yeah, they got
Libertine.
a bigger age group, a bigger mix of age of their group there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get it sometimes because it's like you go into a room, it's like you're there to watch comedy. Why are you getting surprised? I know sometimes shit is a little bit too far, but like, why are you getting surprised when we talk about sex or we say racist jokes or whatever? I don't like that. I know that's your kind of one of the topics you like to talk about.
I'm one of the, I pride myself in it. And if you think there's a dirtier comic in our area, let me know. But I'm probably one of the dirtiest comics in the area. And maybe that turns people off and I don't care. But the girls that are in attendance, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I always read the room. Like when I first did comedy at Libertine, I did a little better. Like one of my favorite jokes was always like, I'm not here to do comedy. I'm here to get Adderall. I'm like, okay, that gets a pop.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I'm like, hey, like this is a hot crowd though. Like, I mean, not only energy wise, but good looking. Like you're not allowed to point out their looks. I'm like, you're fucking college white girls. Like you're hot. Like if I say, oh, want me to call you all ugly? Like you all look like you eat the curb for breakfast every day. You're all ugly as shit. Lick my shoe.
Maybe
like,
you should do that instead, bro. Just see what happens.
Dude, that'd be so. The only thing that's stopped me from doing it is I would hate for Pronich or anybody at Liberty to be like, all right, we got to ban Ezra until further notice.
It might be worth it.
But well, I will say this, in preparation for Comedy Store, I had a set that I was like, I'm going to only work out that material and I'm not going to do anything else. I want to stick to it. And the last set I had at Libertine, I did that and it hit. This is the first time in months I felt that I did good there. And maybe I'll put that on me. Maybe that material was that good that everybody liked it. So I think I did the code switching bit. I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to give you a reason to watch my stuff. But the code switching bit went over really well there. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, because it's not a sex joke. It's a race joke. Then involves me talking about being Filipino. So the self-deprecating thing, they love self-deprecation there. So if you go up and go like, I suck, like butter knife's not sharp enough to cut myself, they'll be like, but ha ha ha, like cute.
Yeah. I think in general, a lot of people just like when someone shits on themselves. You know, it's kind of fucked up, but I'm not
Vince McMahon.
I'm not a big fan of I try not to do it. I don't mind doing it if I have to, but
I don't ever get to ask you questions as much, but do you think it's hacky to just resort to self-deprecating stuff all the time?
I think it definitely can be a little hacky because it's easy to do. You know, it's like, oh yeah, let me just point out the obvious. It's like, oh, what's up, guys? I know I got a small dick. I know you can tell. Oh, I don't know.
And I do small dick jokes. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's because there's a correlation with Filipinos having small dicks, and I'm 6'7". I'm that, but
maybe sometimes there's just a smarter way to do things. I'm not talking about your joke specifically. I'm just saying,
I know what you mean, because if you have a run of comics, you're like, oh, 4 different comics have all done the self-deprecating thing. You're like, well, now like what the hell, like now you guys all did. I'm gonna go in and look like an asshole if I think it's because comics are supposed to have it's a art form that's associated with low self-esteem in the past. Now this is part of what I believe drives Ezra's rockin' comedy is I've been saying it for probably 3 or 4 years now. When I was doing shows at Shaw's, and how I think I've done it with you, where I said, "Hey, you're comedians, but you're on one of my shows. You're a fucking rock star. Comedians are rocks. Look at that. tour fucking Bert Kreischer did on a cruise. Like, comedians now are getting, like, they're getting assigned tits. They're getting to do shit rock stars do. Like, comedians are the new rock stars. And we're the last people who are getting away with saying shit.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
We're freedom of speech stars, bro. Yeah, and like, I mean, I feel like it's just a lot of people are losing touch with just human connection, and we kind of get an opportunity to do that, right? Being on stage, everyone feels connected because you can all laugh at the same joke or hate. Everyone can simultaneously hate on a joke. It's just, it's something that's real, you know, and I feel like we're losing a lot of like real stuff these days, man. Everyone's just on Instagram and shit all day, bro. And
Dude,
sucks.
like, I was, you said that, and my mind, like you said, does my mind ever slow down? It, like, triggered an explosion of chain of thoughts in my head about, so I've been fucking around with AI. I even last time I did a bit here. You were here, I think, when I did
terrible
the AI
set.
jokes. They're terrible. It's like my worst set in months. It's totally shit. Which I won't even go into the crowd that night. That was a fun night. But the AI stuff, like, people, I know it's like, oh, AI is the end. It's the beginning, and I don't mean that in like it's the beginning of AI. What I mean is, like, this is our chance to take people and make people embrace, like, hey, so do you want to know how to beat AI, or do you want to come to a live show where you can, like, smell the people and, like, see the beads of sweat coming
smiles.
off? Yeah, like, hey, see me. Like, I was wondering, in AI, are they gonna tell AI, can you make do Ezra but have him fumble on his words like he does in a set? Like, because
it's not gonna do it.
AI, I don't think AI could duplicate how, like, for my Comedy Store set, I ended up going on a tangent. I worked on that set for weeks. I went on a tangent that wasn't anything I worked on. Like, I was like, why did I just do that?
But did it all right?
Oh, it went super well.
It's good.
It's a bit that I know is, this one's on my channel, but it was the whole joke about that song, all night long, I'm gonna give it to you, give it. And then I said, I can't go all night long, I go 3 minutes. Yeah, and then that, I was like, it hit. The crowd was the vibe, the electricity of the Comedy Store. LA comedy fans know how to be comedy fans. Like, I'll say that, like, about the mic last week, where those people in attendance didn't know how to be comedy fans. That's why it's so important that we get people to come to these shows, because not only are they enjoying the show, we're teaching people how to be comedy fans. Like, if you go to a metal show, you know pit etiquette, you know, all right, or if you go to a reggae show, you know how people are in a group. People are still learning how to be comedy fans.
Yeah, you got to go in there and, like, have like a not a purpose, but like you go to an orgy, man. Like, you got to have proper orgy etiquette, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be shaved, you're gonna be cleaned up, you're gonna be hydrated.
You're gonna make sure everyone gets a blue chew. You're gonna make sure that you. You're gonna make sure that everyone gets a turn. You know, everyone that wants a turn gets a turn.
I think. Well, have you ever been in an orgy?
No, I have not. Yeah,
I've never been in an orgy. The closest I came was closest I came. I did come, but I was smashing on somebody, and my buddy was smashing on, like, this chick's friend, and they were on the other, like, on another couch in the house, and I was like, dude, this is kind of cool.
Same living room.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
like,
man.
I was on my piece. He was on his.
Living.
We didn't switch up. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to smash on who he was smashing on anyway.
I know something. I know a story that's happened like that. I'm not gonna say it just because I don't want to. But yeah, basically they all got a turn on a.
I have been in a total of 3 ways. They've all been 2 guys and a girl.
Oh yeah.
So I am, and Shalane knows this too. I'm like, I one day would like to be in a two girl and me. But the thing is, like, I'm not.
Or 3 girls.
I'm equipped enough, but I feel like if you had, like, a huge, if you're gonna do that, you gotta have a big, like, you gotta be like that or bigger, and you gotta have endurance. Like, you can go hours, so you can just take everyone to Pound Town, and like, that's not normal, actually.
Not
like,
at all.
I think
that's like, yeah, it got offered to me one time, and I'm like, I don't know if I got the energy for that. You know, it's like, how.
Well, what you would do, so I have, like, a plan. What I would probably do is, like, I would go down on Well, because probably it'd have to involve Shalane if I'm going to get away with it. It'd have to be a girl that she'd want to mess around with too. Because thankfully, I think she's bi, which is awesome. But it'd be like, all right, well, I'm going to like take care of both of you first. I'd probably go down and like get them both off. And then after that, I'd be like, all right, now the only thing is like, I'd be like, well, who gets the nut? Like, all right, so or are you gonna I don't want you both to like sit in the middle. I don't want to do like a porno and like finish on both of your faces, like, 'cause that doesn't feel good. Like, I'm like, which one he's gonna let me leave it in?
My God.
I'm like, I already know Shalane will because I'm married to her.
Rock,
but
paper,
like,
scissors.
I'm like, Shalane, would it be okay if I leave it in her and like let her have one? Like, it's just,
You're just like mid pump. Is it all right, babe?
yeah,
Is this cool?
But now that's where Blue Chew comes in handy because legit, like, you can get like within 15 minutes. You do is you after you. But I would have if I had a 3A, it would be like a chill. I would want it to be we're gonna kick it. Like after we go at it, maybe we smoke or drink, and then all right, you ready for round 2? Then I would be like, all right, now I can please everyone, and everyone. Each of you gets a nut. Like Oprah, you get a nut. You get a. Everybody gets a nut.
You get a whole scientific process to it, man. I like it, dude. I said that Solvang is the most overrated city in the Central Coast. Would you agree, or would
yes.
you? Yeah.
Oh, fuck yes. Oh my God. So
thank you, man.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard you say that on.
That was like one of the first things I said.
You were on, with Vic, right?
It was my brother.
Oh, is that your brother?
Yeah, I was on there with my brother.
But yeah, dude, Solvang is stupid. So first of all, like, here's how I know it's overrated. If my mom says something's fun, it's not. My mom's not boring, but she's old. Solvang's real pretty. When something's pretty, it's boring. Like, oh, the mountains are pretty, the ocean's pretty. All of that bores me. I think New York's pretty. I've been to downtown. I think Hollywood's pretty. It's a scummy. Like, I love chaos.
You like the urban jungle.
I love fucking chaos.
Yeah.
But Solvang, everything closes by 5. And that, you want to talk about a city with potential. Solvang has all the potential. Solvang is a guy with a big dick that never fucks. That's what Solvang is. Like, you're like, damn, look at that. You never use it? No, they have one fucking bar. They have hardly any restaurants that are open after like 5. I worked for Domino's, and one day Solvang needed an extra driver. So I went down there and I killed it because they were the only thing that people could order to eat. But it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to, like, that place should be closed off the streets. There should be people partying in them damn streets 24/7.
Like a little Mardi Gras going on and something. Yeah. That'd be sick, huh?
Dude, that's it.
Okay,
they would bring so much money, but all the stuck-up old white people that live there, like, they ruin it. Like, stuck-up old white people be just killing things. I'm like, hey, you ruin this. That's why, like, just like we say gangsters ruin things, old crusty white people ruin things.
And in that area, man, you know what kind of sucks, dude, is like one of our only, like, for like young people or like just adults in general, like one of the go-to entertainments is the shoe mash. And like, I got no like problem with it. It's just like, come on, man. Like, why is that one of our best things to do? It shouldn't be, you know, we need better shit than going to a casino and just being a zombie on the slot machine, man.
I would rather relapse than go to the casino. Like, because at least if you buy drugs, you at least get high and get something out of it. The casino, my mom did win 3,000 one day there, and my mom turns into a fucking zombie there. My mom will stay in the casino 2 days straight, just smoking cigarettes. Oh, now she vapes. So she'd sit and vape, and she won 3,000 once, and like Shalane and I were with her, and we go to, hey, and she holds up cash. She gives us each 100, and she's like, oh, cool, go away. I'm going to play more, and just vegging out. And I can't do that. I bring my Nintendo Switch to the casino, and Shalane likes playing more than I do. But we play fun slots, that's it. Like, I don't real gamble. Like, I'm not so Filipino that I'm good at gambling.
You're not putting your dick on the table.
If there was if the casino would be funner if they had like a titty bar, or like this casino needs something. And I hear they have a new sports bar.
Yeah.
I work at one. I work at a sports bar. I don't want to go to one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The only thing cool about the Chumash is the shows they have. Like, I saw Tom Segura there. I saw Bill Burr there. I saw, Nick Swordson, Chris D'Elia, I saw there. Like, the shows are great, and it's fun to be there. Oh, and we rented one of their rooms. I want everybody to know. This is on here. I am on Noah Santiago Pod. If you disagree with me, go ahead in the comments.
Cool.
The rooms are trash there. It didn't even
really?
have a refrigerator. Those rooms are designed for you to get the hell out of the room. They don't even want you fucking in there. There's like, the room didn't even have a tub. If I get a room with Shalane, I'm like, is there a tub we're gonna like splash water out of? No, it's a stand-in shower. I was like, dude, this sucks. They want you gambling. Gambling is one of the most crippling, like, as people are gambling in the other room
It's
right
like the
now.
#1 growing addiction in the U.S. right now.
Dude, like,
Yeah.
it's, I would say like a porn addiction is less destructive than
You think so? Yeah,
than
it could be.
gambling.
Yeah.
Well,
It could
here's
be.
why. Like, you can damage a relationship with porn, but you can fix it with. You can be like, well, why do you watch it? Be like, well, I like touching myself. Or like, you don't lose your house over, like, you don't lose college tuition. Like, yeah, you might screw up like your family's chances at college because, like, oh, that's your dad that got caught watching porn. We don't want that in our college, but you lose your ass gambling.
Oh, yeah.
I know, because in my family, like, gambling hit our family, not me, but it hit somebody where I was like, fuck, we lost our house over that shit. Like, we would have been able to keep our house, but instead,
Is gambling a Filipino thing?
my mom's white.
Oh, it was on the white side?
But yeah, my dad, that's another thing. Like, one of my ongoing jokes at work is like, my husband went to the casino and so he won paigao and we can afford to eat at Applebee's now. Like, I don't know. See, that's why people ask me, like, when I say I'm Filipino and, like, I don't care, like, it's fun to make fun of, but I don't get invited to, like, the cookouts, the christenings. Like, I don't gamble. I don't do Filipino shit. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't like coffee. I like coffee, but
Coffee's good.
coffee is good, but I'd rather have an energy drink because I drink coffee so fast I don't enjoy it.
They're just trying to get that caffeine hit.
Coffee and beer are that halfway through it sucks. Like, I want a cold beer, but I drink it so slow that I don't enjoy the other half. And I don't even like beer anyway. Shalane's seen me do cocaine and other shit, but
Jeez.
beer, she's never seen me drink beer. I'm not really a drinker.
You're
And coffee, like a Starbucks, I'm like, that was a $6 drink. Halfway through, it just settles to the
Oh,
bottom.
yeah.
and
Especially when you get like the sugary ones, it's easy to just gulp those bitches down, man.
That's why I like a smoothie, because at least sits in you and has, like, you can get protein in it. You can, like, but I'm all like, I love a cold Dr. Pepper. Like,
Yeah.
that's like,
Little Mr. Pibb.
I'll fuck with Mr. Pibb. Like,
I haven't had that guy in a while. Shout out Dr. Pibb. Bruh, do you think the Central Coast has a good education system?
it's not the worst, but I have so many friends that work in it, but they aren't in charge of it. Education, I wouldn't know if I would just say ours is bad. Well, what they do is there's so much overcrowding. They just rifle people through. They just rifle people through. I'll say this about it. I do have an opinion on this. I think the school system is so broken because we live in a capitalist society that teaches you, hey, you can have everything you want if you work for it and you get it. But yet our school system creates robots. Like,
Worker bees.
Yeah, the worker bees. Like, they want people, they tell you they want you to go to college, even though all that is a way to rifle money into a college that then rifles that money into, like, sports and things that shouldn't be the most important. And then those kids end up with jobs. There's maybe 20% of jobs that require a degree will actually make you a living.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if someone tells me, oh, what are you majoring? I'm an art major. That's cute. How are you going to make money?
Yeah.
Like, most degrees, even if you're a biology major, you're going to fucking make money. Even if you're a teacher, you're going to make money.
Mm.
Like, if you're not a lawyer, a doctor, engineer, accountant, business, if you're not in that sports medicine is doctors, but if you're not in that, you ain't going to make shit. And college is like, you can do what you want with your life. Everybody should just be business majors, because then you can do anything you want with whatever. I grew up, I just loved toothpicks so much. Toothpicks, like, every day of my life, I just had to have a toothpick. I'd wake up, I would love toothpicks. And you know what? I'm going to sell the greatest toothpicks ever. And if you're a business major, you'll find a way to
Nicotine toothpicks. Have you seen those? There's a little you could chew on a toothpick and it's got nicotine. Yeah,
Here he is.
that's the greatest toothpick idea right there, my friend.
I'd rather have a fentanyl toothpick. A Narcan toothpick.
Yeah, I'd rather have a crystal meth toothpick.
Oh, just like, well, you wouldn't need it though because you don't have any teeth. You just stick it in your gum, just all.
Everyone's always like, why do you always got meat in your teeth, man? What you mean, man? I ain't got. I like protein like that.
You're like, I don't have an appetite. How do I? Like, I'm not even hungry.
But why you so skinny though, man?
That's funny when like when I was, I did lose weight when I was hooked on coke in like 08.
Oh yeah.
But like I know people are like, how are you a fat tweaker? Like what the fuck?
Oh, you were?
I was hooked on coke for a couple
But you were
for like 3 months.
You never got like super skinny?
I still had a gut, but it made my face look sunk in because I remember I went to a wedding and this is in the middle of me being just like sick on it. This a good friend of mine, he looks at me and I was like, I know what that means. Like he can tell that I was on a sick one and I did lose some weight. I didn't bother looking because I didn't care about weighing myself. The coke did have me lose, but it was easier to get off of than other things were. But it did have me lose weight. But that's why I never understood fat tweakers. It was like, how are you fat but a tweaker? Shouldn't it be eating away? But their bodies don't function normal.
I got some dumb questions on here. Right now, do you think you have a good relationship with your parents?
Oh yeah, I haven't talked to my I haven't talked to my dad since high school because he died then.
Yeah.
I think I'm allowed to laugh
as good
at
as you
that.
can with that.
No, he was. I thought about this actually the other day. He pops in my head like quite a bit, but my dad was he had cardiomyopathy. That's how he died. It's a heart condition. He knew that he could feel himself getting weaker over months, over time, and he did everything he could for me as much as he could. He came from Guam. He worked for the Air Force. He worked on a shipyard, then came over here. He provided everything he could. One of those blue-collar, hardworking people. He's a carpenter, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 25 years, Vandenberg Air Force Base, now Space Force Base. He was awesome. I have a great relationship with my mom. Like, when I got clean, my mom helped me through it. Like, I feel bad that I have a good relationship because I know what not having a good relationship with your parents does to you. It's one of those, there is a God because I had amazing parents and they weren't balling out, but I never went without anything I did. And some people say I was spoiled. I got everything I had ever wanted asking for. Like, like I wanted a Nintendo. I got a Nintendo. Like I liked action figures. I didn't ask for like extravagant stuff. They'd always be like, how come you don't want to go to Disneyland? And I'm like, well, I'm not into princesses and I don't care about that. But the only thing I didn't, and if I was being real picky, I wanted to go to concerts when I was little. And then as I got older, I realized, my parents had like a level of agoraphobia. They didn't like being in big groups and they didn't like going out a lot. So there went that. But now knowing that, but my relationship was awesome. I bowled with my dad every Saturday or every Sunday. My mom taught me like things in the kitchen. Both of them did. My dad was a great cook. My mom knew how to taught me about how paying bills, being responsible. Just I could not have asked for better parents.
Hey, man, do you think your dad passing when you were in high school like really like kind of change who you became as an adult? Like how did that change the way you are now?
It gave me the first thing it gave me an appreciation because instead of being like, oh, why'd he pass away and being sad about it, I knew, well, my parents are both alive. They always pointed out, hey, look how many kids you go to school with that their parents aren't together.
Yeah.
And I had good friends where their dad was non-existent in their lives. And for the 15 years, my dad died when I was 15. For the 15 years my dad was in my life, he did everything he could, and I'm thankful for that 15 years because all of our parents are going to die. All of them, that's life. You're supposed to outlive your parents. And 15 freshman year, that was young, but he did everything he could, and I was so thankful that he gave me everything he could up until his last breath. Like he tried to prepare me. He's like, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna live. He wasn't like a jerk about it. He was like, you gonna be okay? Like he's like, there will be a point. I can't get stronger. His heart went from like 100% to 50%. He got weaker and weaker and weaker. But he wasn't sickly. He died before, like he was on vacation or he was on he was on his winter break from work. He would take the whole month of December off because he'd save up his sick leave and they'd let him take it. And it also gave a lot to me because this is really, my mom hates hearing this, but my life was kind of boring almost. Like every day I knew be in bed by 8 Sunday night, like it was clockwork. My life felt boring. And that's the one thing. I sound spoiled saying that. But after my dad died, my life went up into unpredictable areas like bedtimes anytime. And I don't know who's going to be at the house, who isn't. Because after my dad died, he saved up his whole life to buy a house. And then once he bought the house, or once we still owed on it, but once he got a house, he passed away like 2 years later. But my uncle moved in. My uncle David, awesome dude. He was cool. My Aunt B, my black auntie, not my real auntie, but my mom's best friend moved in. My sister moved in from Santa Cruz. The house just turned into this like kind of chaos. And I was like, that was the start of me liking chaos. It actually did a lot for me. People in high school were so supportive of it too. I can name on one hand, there's a couple of us who our dads passed away in high school, so we all kind of were close. And my girlfriend at the time, her dad had passed like a couple months before mine did. But it was now, and being married, it makes me think more sad for my mom because imagining me without Shalane, I'm thinking about, man, my mom without my dad. Because your kids, your goals, your kids, here, spread your wings, fly, go. Like you're supposed to have a life where you have a relationship with your kids, but then you're letting them go. But who you marry, that's your ride or die. And my mom lost her ride or die because I have my ride or die. And so I think, oh man, once I really fell in love and married, knew she was it, I was like, man, my mom loved my dad. So it was probably harder for her. And that kind of makes you like, oh man, but she did marry someone else and they were cool. And she did what she could. Like, I mean, there's no instruction. I mean, they say there's books on how to handle, fucking throw all those books out on how to handle grief. Everybody grieve the way you're going to grieve. Just be open about it. Like, don't clam up. Like, I would randomly cry throughout high school. I just randomly cry missing my dad. And like, I'm like, I'm going to let it, I don't care. Like, you can call me whatever you want. Like, unless you're trying to fight me, get out of my way. And I wasn't a fighter. I've never really been in a real fight, but I would just cry if I felt like it.
Would you ever, would like, just like those sudden feelings of like missing your dad or like sadness ever hit you later in life too?
Yeah, there'll be like a random thing that happens, like, like somebody sent me a picture that was me and my dad, and I was like, like, look at that. Like, there's times I wonder what he would say, because he would always say, like, marry a woman that knows how to cook. And I honestly don't know how well Shalane can cook, because we've never had our own place where, like, all right, babe, you cook and you just do whatever you want in the kitchen. Like, I don't know. She can prepare things, but I honestly don't know how well she can cook. And we've been married over 7 years, and I still don't know what she can do in the kitchen, because I also love cooking. Like,
you're the man. You're the man in the kitchen.
One of my side dreams is to have, I want the resources. I want comedy to be able to afford me a home where I can have a kitchen where I cook every day. I want to pull up recipes off the internet and go, I'm going to make that. Because, like, Bert Kreischer has people over to cook. He fucking sucks at cooking. He fucking sucks at everything except for being obnoxious. But he has comedians on and cooks them shit meals. I would cook badass fucking food for my friends that came over, other comics. I would get down. I make adobo. Like, that's my claim to fame is but I don't even make it all the time. Like, the most recent thing I made that I really liked that came out was, I did like ground turkey sliders, like cheesesteak style, but instead of diced steak, I used ground turkey because I saw a recipe online. I was like, ooh, and it slapped. It had like bell peppers, onions. I put this like Reaper cheese in it that I like,
kind of like a stuffed burger.
And then you put it on like Hawaiian rolls. I have stuff to make. Like, during the pandemic, I learned how to make badass chili. I can duplicate recipes like pasta fajoule. I'm naming all these soups. I worked at Olive Garden, and their food is disgustingly overpriced for what you get. Like, one of the most overpriced meals anywhere, but it's a fun time. But I know how to make anything. Like, I can make chicken marsala. Like,
yeah, dude, that sounds good.
All this shit, like Alfredo. When I learned how to make Alfredo, I was like, I felt like I unlocked like Narnia. I was like, ooh.
Became Italian.
Yeah, I love Italian food, and I was raised on primarily Filipino and like white food, like because my mom did, like dumplings, baked chicken, things like that. My dad wasn't big on letting me eat a lot of Mexican food, and then when he died, I was like, dude, Mexican food, I fucking been missing out. Like my Filipino friend at work, I was like, dude, I Mexican food or Filipino food? Oh, you asked me that, and I said
Yeah.
Mexican food. And yeah, dude. I was like, you know what? I hope all my family sees this, and they won't. My outside of my mom and sister, all my Asian family, they never hit me up. Like, if you see this, you guys are strangers. You guys don't hit me up anymore.
Yeah, bro.
And I picked Mexican food over Filipino food. You could suck on that.
Yes.
Because I wanted fish tacos tonight, but since I'm here, I'm gonna get Giovanni's instead. But
I want to try this segment real quick. I'm going to call it Central Coast Cities. Pick one city over the other. Maybe a few words after that. All right, you ready? Central Coast Cities.
oh, I better have some water for
yeah.
you.
Ba, 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 ba. All right.
Round one.
Central Coast Cities. Nipomo or Guadalupe?
Napomo because it's closer to a main freeway and because of Beso. Shout out to Beso.
All right, that's valid. Let's go Shell Beach or Avila Beach.
Shell Beach is the best. No, Avila. Sorry, Avila. Avila because Shell Beach is more like the beach is a little shittier. Avila is better than all the other beach cities in the area because there's just enough population, like stuff to do on the beach, Mr. Rick's, things like that. But their beach is not as congested as Pismo is.
I agree, and the Cove gives it the best weather too.
Yeah, so Avila over Shell.
Okay, let's go San Luis Obispo or Santa Maria. Sorry to put you on the spot like
We're
that, man.
gonna do okay. This is the only reason I'm gonna pick Santa Maria is because I've gotten away with doing a lot more comedy here in a wider range of places. But San Luis is so near and dear to my heart. Like, the thing is that slow isn't as cool as it used to be. There used to be a slow brew.
Yes,
You're probably, yes, but old slow brew.
Yeah.
Like fucking, I met DJ Quick there, Andre Nicotina. Like old slow when it was like a sprawl before the Mardi Gras shit where the law enforcement was like cracking down on people before they had the crazy homeless problem. Slow was like a night you're like, dude, I'm going to get as hot as I think I can. Like, I'm going to get dolled up. We're going to go to Slow and you library. There's not even as many clubs to go to. Slow would have been the answer a few years ago, but now it's Santa Maria. But that's a hard one. That was the hardest one you've asked so far.
Cambria or Solvang?
Cambria, because they at least have the Pines Lodge, and it's a little more peaceful, and there's I like the little knick-knack shops. You can do more with less money in Cambria.
I think so, yeah.
Than you can in Solvang.
They got a good car show out there, too. They got the Woods. They got I don't know what they got out there. I'm not a big fan of it myself.
Solvang is so overrated, it's the bottom of the barrel. I put Guadalupe over Solvang.
Paso Robles or Atascadero?
Paso Robles, that ain't even a question.
Not even.
However, I've played some shows in Atascadero in my band. They were fucking wild, like Camosi's, and I had some fun ass times in Atascadero. But some of my best friends live in Paso, and
bigger city.
Yeah, Mid-State Fair.
Yeah.
Dude, actually, no, you know what? Mid-State Fair is overrated because Mid-State Fair is so overrated. It's everything is money, but like it's not as big like area wise as you would think it is. Too many country bands, like fuck off all those country bands. Like 311 played there, so 311. If you've had 311, you're a winner in my book.
But yeah, you're right, man. The Mid-State Fair, you got your Wrangler jeans on, your balls are just sweating, and the Paso heat. It's like, dude, you feel like a freaking tweaker out there.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of the bar there, but they have fun bars. Like, I went karaoke once with
I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, I've had good times in Paso.
Let's do one more. Santa Barbara. Yeah, let's do Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara or Slow? The double Slow.
I'm gonna go with Slow because you can do more in a smaller area. Santa Barbara is a lot of walking.
It's a little more spread out.
It's a little more expensive.
Similar.
They are close. They're close.
Yeah. I really like Santa Barbara. I think I would live there one day.
But because of the drive, now I'm factoring in that I have to drive to these places. I can hit slow in 22 minutes, like driving correctly. But Santa Barbara feels like a mish every time. But Santa Barbara does. I've had good memories there. Like, I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers there.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've seen
Santa Barbara Bowl.
Yeah, I've seen 311 there. Seen some amazing comics. Saw Jim Jeffries there, Norm Macdonald.
Yeah. I think we're pretty good on time, man. Is there anything else you want to say or touch on? Or...
What about you, San Luis or Santa Maria? Let's ask you that.
No comment.
Before I came to before I was getting ready for this one, I was like, I never asked this motherfucker.
All right,
anything.
in terms of Mexican food, Santa Maria, no doubt, has San Luis Obispo really, as far as I can tell. Maybe I need to get out there more, but like Slow doesn't have Mexican food. Slow does have more of a variety of like different countries. Like I've had some good Arabic food out there. I'm sure there's a good Indian spot. I've been wanting to find some good Indian food around here.
The Oasis, I had a fun date
Oasis,
there one
India?
time. I had that's Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
I had a really fun date there one time.
Try that out.
They've got Moe's is always good.
Yeah, barbecue.
Yeah.
Everyone always talks about like the Koya, like the Peruvian food in Slow too. I haven't tried that. I want to try that. But like also like in terms of like things to do, like people compare like the nightlife for Slow. They say Slow has better nightlife, which makes sense. It's a college town
compared to here or Santa Barbara.
Yeah, compared to Santa Maria.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's but what's funny is the whole like clash of how they don't like us up there. Santa Marians go there and they're like, stay out. Or like you can tell a Santa Marian from some, like you can just look and be like, you're not from here.
Personally, I don't care. I've always felt like I can go anywhere anywhere in the world, man.
Oh yeah, you can, and I can.
Yeah.
But like actual like gangsters when they want to go hook up with like white chicks love bad boys.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh my god, is that a tattoo? Like
you got an assault record?
You ever seen Havoc?
Nah.
This movie called Havoc. I want to say it's Anne Hathaway. I could be wrong. I'm trying not to Google shit right now, but I think I could have the actress wrong. But Havoc is about these like kind of preppy white chicks that end up falling for these gang member dudes, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to hang with us? Then you gotta sleep with some of us then." And like they make them roll a dice in the beginning of the movie, like because they're with these preppy ass white guys, these chads, and they're like, hey Heather, whatever the fuck their names are, and then they end up seeing these guys, these bad boys, and they come in later and go, hey, like, so what are you guys about, whatever, and they're like, what the fuck do you want and shit, and then they're like, you want to hang with us? They roll the dice, and one of them rolls a 1, so she only has to sleep with one of them, and ends up kind of falling for him, but then her friend rolls a 4, so these guys, they don't show it, but they end up running a train on her. She's like, no, and like, then they end up not kind of being friends, and she ends up like, so he takes her through like the hood and like shootings. He's like, you wanted this life, and she's like, yeah, no, like just how dumb white bitches be like, yeah, I want this, but I want everything. I want a bad boy, but I want a good boy. Like,
you can't have both, ladies. Take one or the other.
But it's a funny. It's funny.
That sounds like my dream scenario now, bro. Yeah, dude. Any comments? Anything else?
No. Well, I don't want to hijack your pod because it's your pod, but I'm super curious what people are thinking in the comments. If you like this chemistry that you're seeing here, and you're like, hey, I would regularly watch.
Maybe a co-host.
Yeah, like if you watch that we regularly do this, let me know, because it would be fun to just start riffing off of like. There's so much to talk about anyway, and then also in the comments. I want to do a live one of these. If we can get enough followers, like start subbing to his YouTube, start subbing, do everything you can to help generate some hype with us. And we'll do something where if you guys come and watch us film one of these live, we want your questions. We want you to ask the questions Noah's asking to all of us. I think that'd be great. We should do it here probably. A live pod would be super fun. Most of you have responded that, yeah, you would watch it. And so...
I'd do it in the right setting, man.
Yeah,
I try it out. It's worth a shot.
Mainly it's because they have a mixer here too, so we can plug into their mixer. But this gave me something to look forward to. I love doing this. I love that you're doing this. I want to see you just absolutely take off with this. I think people say, I didn't know that, like, you're doing it. It's you. You did this, all of this. You just went in
the Lord, dude.
Without even like thinking, or however you just went into action. That's what's great about being here at Giovanni's. Like, you just hit it, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, shout out Giovanni's Pizza, sponsored by Giovanni's. Shout out Filipino, shout out comedy, shout out Central Coast. We're out of here, guys.
Peace.